Press. In the meantime, we've seen for Volvo Eicher that sales have been picking up gradually. What are the expectations going forward? What's impacting their margins? What's their export growth like? Let's take stock of all of that, and let's welcome on board Vinod Agarwal joining in the show right now. Mr. Agarwal, good to have you on the show. Help us understand what kind of recovery have you seen? Are you seeing a demand pickup in buses? What numbers can we expect going forward?
Absolutely. I think the market is moving in line with our expectations, and month on month, market is getting better because there are positive sentiments about the economy. And since the CV industry was at the rock bottom, then it has only one way to go. That's why you see the recovery that is happening month after month, and we are expecting that it will continue. And the main reason is pent-up replacement demand, because last 2-3 years replacements had not happened. As the new trucks which were designed as part of BS6, they are much more productive, 100% connected trucks that we are selling from VECV. It means it drives the productivity of our customers to the new level. And as a result of that, it makes a lot of sense to make replacements. So therefore, replacements is driving the market. That is number one. Number two is the infrastructure investments which are happening. That is driving the construction trucks. And then, of course, the migration to alternate fuels. For example, we have seen a tremendous movement towards CNG trucks. And in fact, more than 50% of the market in 3.5 ton to 16 ton trucks has moved towards the CNG trucks. Driving the demand, because when you have more and more CNG trucks, it means you need more and more distribution of CNG gas, and that is resulting in creation of new demand. And as a result of that, in fact, 3.5 to 16 ton truck industry, that is almost reaching the earlier peak levels of 2018-19. Therefore, I think there is good traction on account of that. Heavy duty trucks are also recovering. It was down, as you would recall, last year it was down to 112,000. And now this year, first 7 months, it is at around 74,000. And we are going at a pace of around 15,000 trucks per month for the industry. And for the balance 5 months, if you assume it will be just like that or even more than that, still you will expect the heavy duty truck industry also at a reasonable level. So therefore, we are seeing good traction in the industry, and as a result of that, VECV also is doing better. We are doing very well. We are doing very well in all the segments, in light and medium duty, in heavy duty, in exports. In exports markets, in fact, are doing even better than the domestic markets. If the domestic markets have gone up by 80-85% as compared to the previous year, the export markets have gone up by more than 100%. So there is good traction in the export markets, and we are also doing very well in exports. So overall, as you would have seen, first 7 months, VECV, we have grown by around 85%. We have now sold 26,700 plus trucks and buses this year. And last year it was only 14,500. So therefore, I think we are expecting good growth in the coming period for the CV industry and as well as for VECV.
I can see that your export growth has jumped up very sharply. In fact, a good 34% on a sequential basis itself. But Mr. Agarwal, do you think this export growth is sustainable?
Absolutely. In fact, we are adding new markets in our export territories. We had been traditionally very strong in the India-like markets of Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka. However, now we are adding more and more markets in Southeast Asia, in Africa, in Middle East. And our trucks are much better suited for these markets because they are technologically, they are advanced trucks as a result of incorporation of Volvo Group technology in our products. So therefore, we are competing with Japanese brands in Southeast Asia, as well as in Middle East and in some of the developed markets of Africa, like South Africa or similar markets in Africa region. So therefore, we are expecting good growth coming from export markets overall for VECV.
Mr. Agarwal, just looking at your realizations and at your margins, they have shrunk on a year-on-year basis. Just trying to understand whether this is on account of discounts or is it on account of the product mix? Has that changed? And what's the outlook going forward?
The wide problem, and in fact, I would like to give you some perspective on that. If you look at the diesel prices, now last year in April 2020, diesel price in Delhi was around 62 rupees per liter. And of course, it touched close to 100 rupees, and now it is, after some rollback, it is now at around 86%. Even 86 rupees per liter. So even at 86 rupees per liter to 62 rupees per liter, it's an increase of 40% in the diesel price. Now, diesel price accounts for almost 60% of the overall cost of the transporters. It means if they have to remain at quits, whatever they were earning in 2020, in April 2020, if they have to earn the same amount of money, the freight rates should go up by almost 25%, because 60% of their total cost is the diesel, and diesel has gone up by 40% at current rate of 86 rupees. So at 40% increase in diesel rate, the freight rates should go up by around 25%. And on top of it, there have been increase in other costs like the vehicle prices or driver costs or maintenance costs or tire prices. So if you take around 5% of that, if they have to remain at the same level of profitability, the freight rate should go up by around 30%. Now, as against that 30%, the actual increase is only around 10-12%. Therefore, from where the money will come? As a result of that, all the transporters, especially the smaller transporters, they are in deep trouble. They are in, and as a result of that, they also negotiate very hard. And the market is still low as compared to the earlier peak markets. And the capacities are idle with all the manufacturers. So due to that, there is a lot of negotiation by the transporters. They are not coming forward to replace trucks unless they get very good deals, because they are also under tremendous pressure on account of profitability due to the diesel prices, which I explained a little while ago. So due to that, there is tremendous competition, and discounts are high. We are not able to make the adequate price increases, which are required on account of huge increase in steel price and other commodity prices. So overall, it has put everyone under tremendous pressure. And I would say the main reason is the diesel prices. Diesel prices has hit the transporters, they are hitting the OEM also indirectly.
Agarwal, good morning. So let's see how this pans out. You're talking about the sky-high diesel prices. We've never seen these kind of diesel prices. At least now an excise duty cut has been announced. But let's talk a little bit about the future. We've talked about diesel. Any plans on the company when it comes to going green, electric vehicles? That is the buzz these days in India, whether you look at the TVS story in the morning, what's happened with Tata Motors, or even globally.
Absolutely. For commercial vehicles, it will first happen in buses, which is already started happening. There are a lot of tenders which are coming up under FAME2 scheme. The FAME2 is also, total buses will be around 5,000, 7,000. So fundamentally, the battery prices also has come if the electrification has to happen more. So therefore, as we go forward, you will see more and more traction first in buses. Then after that, it will be in smaller trucks, like within the city movements for 5-ton truck or smaller trucks. And then, of course, it can also happen in those trucks which are used for smaller distances. For example, there is some movement of very heavy-duty trailers, like 55-ton trailers from port to the warehouse, which is around a lead of maybe 100 kilometers or even less than that. Now, for those type of applications, again, you will see the electric trucks in the heavy-duty segment. And other than the electric trucks, the next movement will come in the LNG trucks. For the big haul movement. For example, CNG is happening for the up to 16 ton. Beyond 16 ton, you will see movement happening through LNG trucks. That is also under development. More and more fuel stations will come for LNG distribution. Right now, the LNG distribution is not available in the country. It is only there at maybe few places. So you will see more movement coming from CNG to LNG. And electric buses will come. Then after that, electric buses will come in 5-ton trucks. And then, of course, as I mentioned, in those type of applications, which are for smaller distances, where you can one charge, you can run for 150 kilometers or 200 kilometers. So those type of applications will get, electric truck. That's what the current situation is.
So can I ask you how your company is gearing up for the future? What exactly is the plan, including for the new trend that you're talking about, which could be LNG hauling trucks and buses?
We are leaders in the CNG. We are already having around 40% market share in CNG trucks, and LNG also we are working, and we will be ready with LNG trucks. LNG trucks, I would tell you that the engine is same. CNG and LNG engine is same. Only difference is in the storage of gas, because when you store LNG gas, you have to store at a very high pressure, and you have to store it at minus 200 plus degrees Celsius. And at that temperature only the gas gets converted into liquid. So it's a liquefied natural gas. But the engine system remains same. Therefore, it needs more distribution of LNG pumps. You need more proliferation of LNG distribution stations. So that happens as far as the engine technology is concerned, that we are ready. We have to buy the LNG fuel tanks, which are special tanks which can store the gas in the liquefied form at the minus 200 plus degrees Celsius. So therefore, LNG also we are ready, you can say. And electric buses, we are ready with 9-meter bus. We are working on other buses, other bus variants, like 12-meter bus, or we will be ready with more variants. We are working on 5-ton truck. We are working on 55-ton truck for electric trucks. So we are absolutely ready, and all our other products already we are absolutely one of the best in technology, because we have incorporated a lot of Volvo Group technology into our works in India.
Okay, good to hear that then. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us today. Good to speak with you as always.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's take a very quick break with news that we've softened a little bit further from where we started off. We're now down about 50 odd points for the Nifty futures, so couldn't quite sustain that 18,100 print. 18,070 is where we're currently at for the Nifty futures. The breadth of the market though is still holding in favor of advances. Indian Hotels is the newest one to join the list of movers. That's holding up 4.5%. Tata Power up 4.25%. Gujarat Gas, BEL, and of course TVS Motors is your high flyer in the true sense of the word today, holding up 8.5% as we speak. Tata Motors M&M as well, along with Bajaj Auto, seeing a fair amount of traction. We're going to take a very quick break on that note, but lots more corporate voices lined up on the other side.